morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, June 24th. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, June 24th. I hope you have the day off. I'm working, but sometimes most of you guys probably have the day off. Sometimes I call my mom and she's like, oh, is it Saturday? Because she's retired and she doesn't need to keep track of the days anymore, which is kind of nice. I'm looking forward to that someday. But for now, we're here and we're hosting the show with you guys. And I want to tell you a little bit of what's on the show today. We're going to go to talk to folks from Thrive in the Village with Cindy Whitney, and she's going to be over at the Bridge Club, so that'll be a fun segment for us to watch. And then we'll have the Garden Club on, and it's Geneva Benza and Annaline Anderson. They're going to be talking about orchids, and they're going to have an orchids event that's coming up, and hopefully we'll make my orchid survive another day, but it's looking pretty slim in terms of hopes for my orchid. Want to tell you about a Stay Informed that's actually pretty important. Okay, don't get a ticket. Placards are expiring. If you've had a disabled placard for more than 6 years, it will expire on June 30th of this year. New law SB 611 has changed the renewal process. So those permanent placard holders, when you used to have them permanent and they would just renew automatically, that's not going to happen anymore. You actually need to go through the renewal process now every 6 years. So instead of that automatic renewal. So make sure you take care of that. Go to the DMV website. You can also bring your form in and drop it off at the DMV, which is just down the street here on Moulton, or whatever way you can do that, but make sure you get that taken care of because they are going to expire. June 30th is the deadline for that. Okay, let's take a look at our weather for the rest of the weekend. It's been pretty nice. We have the morning clouds, as you guys have experienced. It is June gloom. There's almost no getting away from that. So we have the AM clouds this morning. They should clear out, and we'll have, again, partly cloudy, nice temperatures through the weekend. We hope you enjoy that. Sunrise, sunset, 5:42 was our sunrise, 8:08 is the sunset, and that's Trestles Beach. Surfers out there enjoying the waves of the summer fun. Okay, when we come back, Thrive in the Village with Cindy Whitney. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Plains. I'm from Fullerton, California. I absolutely love Dr. V. I am very happy to drive from Fullerton to Laguna Woods. I was having an issue with my vision. There was strobe light going off in my eye. Dr. Vias was able to get me in to see him the next day. Once I met him and he diagnosed the problem with my eye, I felt very comfortable with him, and I'm just really happy that I found him.
I'm Cindy Whitney, and I'm here at Clubhouse 7 today because we're going to be talking about thriving in the village, and I'm here with the newest member of the Thrive team, Bill Shane. How are you, Bill?
Wonderful. Thank you, Cindy.
Oh, that's great. Well, Bill, as you know, the mission of Thrive is to have quality experiences that we sort of inspire people with, stories and experiences throughout every chapter of our lives. And can you tell me, is that why you've invited us here for a bridge game?
Well, it's sort of why, but the bigger picture is that the bridge games that we have here every day serve the people of the village and their guests in ways that let them exercise their minds, meet people. It's a wonderful daily experience.
Okay, let's drill down a little bit into that. When you said, and their guests, it's Clubhouse 7, so it does not have to necessarily be a resident who is playing, because everyone has access to Clubhouse 7. Is that correct?
Absolutely true.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's say I'm here in the village and I know about bridge, but I've never really played it. What are the opportunities that I would have to come over here and learn?
Sure. One of the wonderful things about the Bridge Club is that we have people at all different levels, from absolutely brand new, I've never played before, please teach me to play, all the way through to people that are more experienced tournament players. But we particularly encourage, and my personal passion, is for the new player, someone that's looking for a new activity that wants to learn, and we take very good care of them.
Well, you are the person to be telling us these things too, because what is your status here?
I am the president of the club. I'm privileged to be the president of the club.
Well, that's wonderful. Were you elected?
I was. We have a board of directors. We are a formal organization. We have a board of directors of 10 people, and I am the president of those 10.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, okay, so now we know that we can come in here, we can join our friends. Now, when we get pretty good at it, what way do we celebrate that? Do you have tournaments?
We do. We have tournaments and games and classes and lessons, but we have them for all levels. So when people are playing tournaments, they can play against other experienced players or people at their level. And for the beginning players, we have games and sort of semi-tournaments as well. So we really go out of our way to make sure that people are playing at the level at which they wish to play.
Oh, that's good. I think so. You aspire to a little bit of a more challenging level, and somebody will be there to help you with that.
Absolutely. For example, I just returned from a national tournament, so there are opportunities for people to advance to relatively more competitive environments, or to be here at whatever level they want.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's get down to what are the benefits to playing bridge? I know people swear by it and say it's this wonderful thing. Are they getting benefits from this?
They are. Well, some swear by it, some swear at it, of course. But the benefits, I would say, particularly here in Laguna Woods, are in two areas. One is just the ability to exercise the mind, the cognitive benefits. National research has shown that bridge is one of the best, particularly for seniors, one of the best activities for seniors to keep the mind going. And the other major benefit is social. We're here, we have about 100 people here every day, different people on different days. Some are here every day, some are here several days a week, some are here once a week, but people become part of a community. We do look out for one another.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. Now, I haven't spent any time in the bridge room, so I'm not quite sure how it's all played out in there. But do people change groups sometimes, or do they always stay with the same players and friends that they come with?
What a great question. On any given day, if you were here, you would have a partner for that day, and then play against many of the different people who are here. And then when you would return on a different day, you could play with the same partner or a different partner. But essentially, we have people within the different experience levels that play against one another.
I think that's good, and it spares people's feelings too, I think. If you sign up for a particular level and you find that you're playing with other players of that same level, it's not as stressful.
We try to remove an element of the stress, and we go out of our way and say every single day that it's important to be nice to one another, particularly the newer people. But it's really true. Some people have the idea that it's so competitive and, oh my goodness, it's not going to be enjoyable. And we try to flip that around and make it absolutely the other side of the coin.
Well, that sounds perfect. I know that you've identified someone, one of the players, who would like to speak with us as well. So, and her name is Shirley?
Shirley Miller, one of
right.
my favorite people.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm sure they're all your favorite people. But let's go get Shirley, and I'd love to hear what she has to say about why she comes and plays, too.
That's great. And thank you very much,
Oh,
Cindy.
of
And
course.
welcome to everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bill. We all feel welcome now. Thank you. And now I'm speaking with Shirley Miller, who is one of the bridge players. Hi, Shirley. How are you?
Fine, Cindy. Thanks for coming today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my pleasure. I'm very curious about why you like to play bridge. Could you tell us a little bit about why you like to play bridge?
Well, it's a great way to have some socialization and, like we all do, stimulate those brain cells and just have a good time. It's always challenging, and you're always meeting new people, and there is always something to learn and something to try a little harder to do.
And when you say it's challenging, is that because maybe you're playing with different players each time, or just the game itself is challenging?
The game itself is challenging. You're playing with different people. There are some 40 million varieties of hands, so you never see the same cards twice. And it's just a constant, well, it's a communication challenge because you and your partner establish what we call conventions. And you're playing against other people who have their conventions. So it's always a little bit of a contest, not every hand, and then you move and you have a new set of opponents. So it's a constant change.
Well, now I knew none of what you just said. That sounds fascinating. So there are strategies. I mean, it sounds similar to other games that you might play. Say you're playing pickleball. You're playing with a partner, and it's the same thing. That every shot is different. Everything is different. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a comparison. The difference, I think, though, is in bridge, you have the deck of cards, and you need to remember who played what. And to keep track of all 52 cards is a memory challenge.
Wow, that's really amazing. I knew none of this. This is so interesting. Now I'm excited. Now I want to come and play with you. I will. I will do that.
We have a beginners group and then some mentoring play that someone kind of looks over your shoulder and says, yeah, that's a good thing to do, or are you sure you want to do that? Maybe you'd rather do something else.
Oh,
So
that sounds
yeah,
perfect.
It's really fun, and it's great to see the beginning players come out and start to play with us. I'm kind of an intermediate player, and so we do see the mentors come out and just do so well. And then, of course, we all aspire to be over there with the really big players.
Oh, I see. So there's a section for the big players?
Oh, yes.
A big pot of money on the table and all? No.
Points. No money,
I'm
just
kidding, I'm
points.
Well, it sounds fabulous. I can see that you love it, and I can see why you
fun.
love it,
It
and
really
come back
is.
over and over. Do you see yourself playing it for a long time?
I hope. As long as the brain cells hold out. But that your point is well taken, because we have a lot of people who have different kinds of body failure, but that does not interfere with bridge.
I love it. I love it. Well, Shirley, I am so appreciative that you could come away from your game today.
I've gotta get back.
I know you do. And thank you for coming out and telling us a whole lot about bridge. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for joining us today. And if you have a story or experience that you'd like to share, please contact us at thriveinthevillage.wordpress.com, and your story may be on television, online, or in print. That's all for now. Thanks for joining us. See you soon.
Village Television presents Friday Films, only on Village Television. Fridays at 2 and 6 p.m. Foreign films, dramas, and comedies. Award-winning films, romance and mystery. Independent films. Every Friday, only on Village Television.
Laguna Woods Village has its manicured trees, lawns, flowers, and I think our next guests have a little bit to say about all of those things and more, probably. I want to welcome from the Garden Club, Geneva Benza and Annalena Anderson. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys have, tell us a little bit about what the club's all about. Before we get into your event, what's the club all about?
Well, it's not just about growing flowers and things like that. We also have our goal to meet people and have social activities and we encourage people to mingle and talk. After the meeting, we have the snacks afterwards. And we also have new member happy hours where we serve a little champagne and snacks.
So you know how to grow grapes.
Well, I wish we were allowed to. They don't want us to grow fruits and vegetables because that encourages rats.
Oh, well.
So, we twice a year we have that. And then we have meetings on different topics, and we also have a holiday luncheon and a garden fair in April.
Yeah, so many of the clubs are really about community more than they are sometimes even about the events and the things that happen. The gardening is just kind of a way to build community, people like-minded. Do you find that yourself, Annalena, when you kind of came to the club?
I'm not a member of the club.
You're not a member of the club?
I'm not a member of
Oh,
the
you're
club.
going to be...
I'm here representing the Orange County Master Gardeners.
Okay, that's right. And so you guys have a big event coming up, right? We're going to talk about orchids. We have an orchid out here on the set, and it's looking fantastic. It's looking much better than mine at my house. I swear, it's a stem. It had flowers, and it was beautiful for a long time. So what are some of the things you're going to talk about at the event?
Well, this lecture is basically on orchid culture, very basic. I will talk a little bit about where orchids originate from and the diversity of orchids, which is tremendous. I will talk about how to take care of your orchids, what your orchids need in order to live and bloom. I will talk a little bit about how orchids are propagated, where they come from. And also, if time allows, I will talk about pests and diseases that might affect your orchids.
Now, are there any native orchids to California?
There are many native orchids to California. They're not very spectacular, so you may miss them. But even along roadsides, you might find native orchids, and yes.
Okay, because I really thought an orchid was more of a hothouse kind of a flower. It had to have all this kind of real sense. But you can, in a drier environment, you can have an orchid?
Absolutely. Orchids grow on every continent except Antarctica. And they grow in almost desert-like conditions in some places and up in the rainforests. As a matter of fact, when orchids first started coming to Britain, that's what people thought. They had to have a very hot and humid environment. And rich people built this fantastic greenhouses.
Right.
And they killed their orchids because it was too humid and too hot. There's just a huge variety in climate requirements for orchids.
So I think that's probably one of the biggest things that people probably get wrong about orchids then, right? I mean, does everybody think, oh, I steamed it, I did all these things, and it still somehow died?
Yeah, and I have to water it all the time, which is not true, because if you think about it, orchids grow very much up in trees. They have their roots exposed to the air, and they may get a rain shower every morning, but they don't stay soggy. The roots need to dry out. The roots need air in addition to water.
Wow.
So most people kill their orchids from overwatering.
Okay, yeah, mine's on death's door. I kept hearing it's going to come back, but I'm not seeing it yet. So
keep it on the dry side.
Okay, good step. Tell us a little bit more about what you guys, the events you have coming up and things you guys do.
Okay, well, as well as the happy hour and the orchid meeting, we have a floral arrangement expert coming in September, and we have someone from the bird of prey rescue people coming in October. So I'm very
that's fun.
excited about that. Yes.
Yeah. And now, do you guys, when you guys get together, I mean, what are the conversations like? Is it flowers? Is it community? Is it what you guys had last night? Is it a little bit of everything? I want people to know that, you know, it doesn't have to be just about people who love kind of gardening, right?
I agree.
Okay.
During the pandemic, we had a presentation on fermentation, which is a method of taking your vegetables and increasing their nutritional value and digestibility. And we also had another one on eating for optimal health, because the pandemic was going on, and we thought this would be of great interest So yeah, we've had drawing workshops and artists come and things like that. I think photography might be a very interesting.
Right, nature photography. Yeah.
Yes.
How does birds help me understand? How does birds of prey get into gardening? Is it because they're getting the predators that are getting your garden?
Actually, there is stuff that we as people can do to help these animals avoid getting injured. And that to me was a big draw for having them here, just to learn more about them, because gardening isn't just about plants. We've got pollinators and birds. In fact, I'm doing a hummingbird garden in my patio, and I'm exploring the different plants that the hummingbirds like, excuse me, and learning a lot about that, and it's just so much fun to see them.
Yeah.
And the other birds too. It's a lot of other birds come.
I grew up around here, and I remember, I don't know if it's still there, but in either Santiago Canyon or Majeska Canyon, when I was a kid, we went to a hummingbird kind of farm. We walked in there, and there was every kind of hummingbird in the world. It was all netted and enclosed. It was really amazing. It was kind of a bird sanctuary of some sort.
Yeah.
It's still there.
And yeah, this is still there?
Yes,
Oh my
and
goodness.
a lot of hummingbirds, in the Majeska Canyon.
And I remember learning a little bit about how they have to eat every 15 minutes and how they kind of hibernate every night, and I was kind of fascinated by that. And then the different ones that can kind of, as you talk about pollinators and their kind of essential role in a lot of plant life that we maybe not always understand. We think, oh, bees are pollinators, but that's not it, is it?
A lot of insects are pollinators, and so we want to get them in our garden.
Right, so we shouldn't be blasting pesticides and kind of avoid those kind of things, right? And good advice for the, what do you guys kind of advice do you give folks who think, oh, we got to get all these bugs out of here?
We like to use water to get rid of them, and then use the safer ones when water fails.
Okay. All right. I want a tip about an orchid. Give me mine is I know people have to come to get all the tips, but give me at least one good tip about what I'm doing wrong with orchids, or what folks commonly do wrong. You said overwatering. Do you trim back orchids once the flowers are gone? Do you cut them?
Well, you can. Now it all depends. When this orchid finishes blooming, all the flowers will fall off, and there will be no more buds. If the stem is still green, you can cut it at one of those little nodules that you see. I don't know if you want to bring it over here.
Yeah, we have a close-up. We have a great close-up on it right now on the screen.
Okay, so go down to the stem
So
right
down this-
there.
okay, so down the stem
Yes,
of the
exactly
nodules.
there.
Okay.
And if you cut it right above, it might send out another flower spike.
Oh, okay.
But producing flowers takes a lot of energy out of plants. So you may not want to do that too much.
Okay.
So the other option is to cut those stems all the way down.
All the way down, and then hopefully it'll
it will
regenerate.
probably come with another spike and maybe even bigger flowers next year, because
for
it
the
will
rest-
have the energy.
For the rest of the tips, we're going to have to go to your presentation, and we'll make sure people get out to that. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. We really appreciate it. And Alina and Geneva, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. Still to come, we'll be right back with the Bridge Club and the work they are doing to help support Alzheimer's research. Stay with us.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
Welcome back. Let's talk about the Saturday movie. It should be a good one. It's Percy versus Goliath. It came out in 2020 with Christopher Walken. Hogue is our sponsor of that one. Now, I've never seen this one, so I got a little print up made. It's based on events from 1998 lawsuit. Percy follows the small town farmer, Percy Smizer, who challenges a major conglomerate when the company's genetically modified canola is discovered in the 70-year-old farmer's crops. He speaks out against the company's business practices, realizes he's representing thousands of others, of disenfranchised farmers around the world fighting the same battle, and he becomes this folk hero of the farming world. It is a true story. It actually happened, and so that should be a fun one. Subtitles at 2 p.m. and then the regular viewing at 6 p.m. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. Hey, let's talk about some of the things going on in our community right now. We got a great one for you. Ice Cream Social. It is going to be going on. It's a soda float social, and it's free. That's the important part, but you need to RSVP. Space is limited. That's brought to us by Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. So make sure you call the senior advocate, Jessica, at 949-452-3791 and RSVP to get out to that one. Another fun one we have, this is a popular one. I know this is a big one. It is Boomers Club, and it's Laguna Woodstock 2023. That's today. It's going on at noon. It's going to be fun all the way to 8:30 tonight. That's the big one. People like that one. The Who Experience, Trisha Freeman, Art of Sax, Southbound, Crossroads, lots going on. You can dance all day until your feet are at least sore. They got pizza, they got burgers, they got everything going on. This is a big one. Get out there, enjoy that today. Also, the Summer Bingo Bash, that's also happening today, 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. The doors are going to be opening up, and you'll be playing bingo. If you want to take a break from the Woodstock, get indoors, get the air conditioning, then get back out there. Hey, why not try both? That's going to be happening. You can have the number on your screen, 949-380-0155 for more information. Looking ahead a little bit, we also have the Comedy Club. They're going to be having Andrew Norelli. He's going to be coming on July 27th to the Clubhouse 5 at 7 p.m. That should be a fun one. He's been on a lot of stuff. He used to be on the David Letterman. He's been on Craig Ferguson, Jimmy Kimmel. So he's a really popular comedian, and that should be great for folks to get out to. One last one we want to talk about, Jazzy June, June 27th. That's coming up, and that should be a fun one. Make sure you get out there for the California Club. They're having a great event. We had them on the show recently. They're talking about it. It's going to be a great band. There's going to be dancing, food, really kind of classy, old-timey kind of club event. So that should be fun for everybody. Let's check the weather before we leave you. It's got the morning clouds. We've got the afternoon sun. As you can see, it's already clearing up a little bit for us through the rest of the week. We're going to have temperatures in the low 70s. And it's going to stay like that, really. I looked way ahead to the rest of the week forecast. It's going to stay like that. We're going to heat up maybe at the end of next week a little bit, getting into 75, 76, a little warmer. If you really want it hot, go out to the desert. They got all sorts of hot triple digits for you. But out here, it's going to be great. All right, well, that's going to do it for this day. I'm Michael Taylor. Hope you enjoyed the program. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.